says it's recording, I think. Okay. It says recording. Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
So we're doing this from your mobile phone on GoToMeeting, and we're also going to be using the website on your on your mobile phone today, right?
Right.
Okay. So we can see each other, everything's clear. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself here because you already know who I am. I'm Brittany. And hold on one second. Let me just kind of condense my stuff here. Okay. So I'm really happy you're doing my interview today. And basically, I'm going to be asking you a series of questions about the National Hurricane Center's website in order to gather data about how people use this site to get information in a severe weather crisis and basically how we can better help people who do use the site. Before we start, I just want to go over a few things with you and make sure you feel comfortable with our arrangement. First, this may sound scripted. I'm just going to go ahead and read from it. It's much easier and quicker if I do it that way, anyways. Number one, I will be recording our interview and your screen for my graduate studies project. This is so I can go back and analyze the interview for data and to achieve the ultimate goals of the project I described earlier. I will be taking notes with a real pen and paper next to me as I interact with you throughout our computer screens and face to face. I want you to think out loud and I want you to tell me whatever comes to mind while you're using this website and we're talking. I'm not here to judge or evaluate you in any way, shape, or form. I'm just purely interested in learning from your personal experiences and understanding your point of view from a truly empathetic and educational perspective. If at any time of the interview you feel uncomfortable, if you need a break, or you don't want to continue, just simply raise your finger, notify me somehow, and we'll end the session immediately. I want you to know that the compensation in the form of a donation will still be provided prior to the requested charity of relief that we talked about. And I know I sent you that consent form. And then you're just going to email that back to me with all the information for your charity as you have. And you will still get the donation even if you quit the interview. All of the information will be kept confidential. Your name and any information associated is all 100% confidential and only used for the sole purposes of research. This is to improve the user's experience of the National Hurricane website and to develop better internet services and information to those in need. All right. So that's it for the little spiel that I gave. Now, first, can you tell me a bit about yourself if you don't mind? Like, how long have you lived and where in the area you live in?
I moved here almost a year and a half ago.
Okay, and where do you live?
I live south of Daytona, just south of Daytona, so in Volusia County.
And it's in Florida. And you moved there a
Mhm.
year and a half ago.
Yes.
Ah, do you have family there?
Yes. They
Yeah.
moved here 8 years ago.
And are there kids?
Yes.
Young kids?
Yeah, there's, let's see, a 1.5 year old, 4 year old, well, she'll be 4 the end of this month, and then 2 9 year olds and a 5 year old.
So a lot of young children and family there. What do you do?
Hmm. I am a mental health therapist at a juvenile detention center.
Oh, wow. And about how old are you?
32. I had to think about it.
Do you use technology a lot?
Do I what?
Do you use technology a lot?
Not really.
Not really. You own a smartphone, obviously.
Yes, and I have a Kindle Fire, like tablet kind of deal, and then my computer at work. I have basic knowledge. That's about it.
So you wouldn't consider yourself like an avid user.
No.
Okay. Have you or any family or friends been directly affected by a hurricane or tropical severe weather before?
Last year was my first time. And really last year was the first time for any of my family that has moved down here. because Volusia County hasn't really seen hurricane damage for quite a while until last year, and then again this year.
Wow. So you obviously live in an area that has the potential to be affected,
Yes.
but it
Well,
won't.
we're in Florida.
Yeah, right? But it hasn't really happened to you guys until this year where you've experienced it.
Well, last year with Matthew, and then this year with Irma.
Okay. What would you use as your primary source of information? Is it the internet or
The Weather
source?
Channel.
Go ahead.
The Weather Channel, just TV.
Oh, you use TV,
Yeah.
the Weather Channel. What about internet or phone?
If the power goes out, then I'll use my phone
Okay.
because I found the Weather Channel website to be too irritating on my phone.
Okay.
So,
Tell me about that.
um, well, the screen like jumps around too much, and then like when I would finally get to the hurricane center for the Weather Channel, and it says to name the storm, and you try to click it to scroll down, the screen jumps everywhere.
Hmm.
And then when you finally get to the name of the hurricane that you want to look at, um, it only provides you with like minimal stats, but not like any details on. Um, so basically, it'll show you the map and like lights of the tracks going wherever they feel like it's going to go, and then what category it currently is, the wind speed, and all that. But that's it.
Oh, wow. Okay. And that's not helpful at all to you, it sounds like.
No,
Frustrating?
a little, yes.
I imagine. So, what is your prior knowledge of the National Hurricane Center and their website prior to this interview?
A little, not too much, because it always just looks like more data, and I like to see what is going on, not just the numbers.
That's a really good point. I want to take a note of that. So, you don't want to see just the numbers.
Right.
What do you want to see the most?
Well, what I like that the Weather Channel does is they'll have people on site where the hurricane's coming, or where it's at, so you can see like how severe the winds are and what it's actually doing, rather than being told, oh, wind speed is sustained at 80 miles an hour and gusts at 140. That doesn't tell me anything. I know that's a lot, but I don't know what kind of damage that's going to really cause.
Until you actually visually see it, and that's important to you. Great point. Okay. So, have you used this NHC site before? Have you used the website before?
Other than a quick glance at it, no. I haven't really used it.
So, how often you use this site, you would say?
Not often.
And your preferred source of information for this kind of thing, you said was what
The
again?
Weather Channel.
And through what means? Just to clarify, your smartphone,
Uh,
TV, videos, TV.
yeah.
Okay. Kind of answered a lot of my questions for me about why you use other sites, why they appeal to you, what appeals to you. Um, and your main source of information for severe weather warnings and preparation is the Weather Channel instead of the National Hurricane Center, another resource, correct?
Right. I
Okay.
mean, the Weather Channel reads the National Hurricane Center a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay. Now I want you to go ahead and open up the National Hurricane website on your phone there.
Did I mute you? Oh no,
You
you're
paused.
back.
I think you're back now. Thanks. Oh, now you're paused again.
Oh, it must be. It's pausing whenever I pull it up
Uh,
on the phone.
okay, there it is. I see it now. So whenever you navigate away from this, it doesn't work, correct? Or it'll pause.
Right.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
I want you to go ahead and pull it up and just start using it. Can you still hear me when it's paused or no?
Let me see.
Okay, can you hear me talking right now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Can you pull it up and tell me what you see?
Um, I have it pulled up, and right now it shows a map, and it has a circle.
Okay,
Um,
let's see. Perfect. Yep, perfect. I can see your screen. So this is great. So you're looking at the homepage here.
right.
Go ahead and you've had a chance to kind of navigate through this already, correct?
Right.
Okay, so at first glance, can you kind of tell me what you think?
Well, I see Nate, because I was kind of tracking that one anyway. Um, dropped to a tropical depression. Um, and then it looks like that X that's out in the Atlantic. When I was reading the little, what is that, a key down at the bottom, and it says greater than 60%. So, um, those were the first things that I looked at. And then I started, generally navigating throughout the rest of the site.
Okay. And what was your overall feeling about the site when you were navigating through it and as you're looking at it right now?
It comes off very statistical and analytical, which I would figure from National Hurricane Center site,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not much of a data person.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That doesn't appeal to you on that level. Too much data.
no.
Okay. Go ahead and keep looking around on it, play around on it for me if you don't mind. And I just kind of want to hear your thoughts as you're looking for things. And I want you to pretend now that I'm going to give you a scenario and it's probably going to be familiar to you. Um, to kind of imagine that you're in this situation where you're visiting this site to find information about a current location under a hurricane warning that's been
Hmm.
recently issued. And a hurricane warning is 36 hours. So you need all the information necessary to safely and confidently prepare for the warning and remain safe in your target area. And I want you to pretend that's what you're using the site for right now.
Okay. Well, let's see, because I wouldn't even really know where to begin on this site.
Okay. Tell me.
The main page is like information overload to me.
Mhm.
So trying to see where I would even need to go to know that. Mm, let's see. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. And it did it again. Okay, and by this time I would just give up
Okay,
and
that's
go to
important.
channel,
And you would what?
go to the weather channel
Go to the weather.
because it has something right there.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about ease of use?
I don't find it easy to use. Like I have to really search for what I want.
Okay. Can you find any information to help you remain safe in your area?
Um, that I did notice they have this video here at the bottom that says preparing for a hurricane. But other than that, I mean, I didn't see anything else, and I
Okay.
hadn't seen anything else. Oh, there's watches and warnings. Took that long to find it.
Ah, can you understand it?
Yeah, I mean, okay, these are just definitions, but I don't know if that may be just because there's not an active hurricane right now. So
Mhm. What do you think, as we're on definitions, about some of the terms used on that website?
about what on the definitions? I'm sorry.
You're fine. What do you think about the terms used on the website as you're reading through it and you're reading the general language? Are you able to understand it? Are there words that are confusing to you or that you might need that dictionary for?
No, no, I don't find the verbiage confusing at all.
Why is that?
Um, I maybe all the years of schooling. I don't know. And I mean, I've always been an avid storm tracker anyway when things are going on. So I'm familiar with the terms, I guess.
Hmm.
With when I did live up before I moved down here, you know, watching stuff about tornadoes and then um, which I thought I knew everything I needed to know about tornadoes until Hurricane Irma came through here and there were tons of spinoff tornadoes and those are completely different. But and then watching, you know, the Weather Channel and stuff when I heard of a hurricane and that Florida may be in its path and making sure like my family was going to be safe prior to when I moved here.
Okay. So making sure the safety of your family was another reason why you were already familiar with a lot of these terms and researching weather anyways.
Right.
Okay. So basically, I just kind of wanted to understand how you would prefer to receive and access this type of information under these sets of circumstances. And I want to know how you would feel safe and prepared and which ways would be most convenient for you.
For all of that, it's always been because I don't really ever trust the news because they like to blow it out of proportion, make it
Mm-hmm.
sound worse than it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it really didn't take long to turn into a Floridian with the lack of urgency with hurricanes. Um, so it was always just watching Weather Channel and seeing their updates from the data they got from the National Hurricane Center to keep tabs on what was going on with the hurricane, where it was currently at, and where it was projected to go, and all of that stuff.
Wow. So I'm going to ask one more favor. We're going to change it up just a little bit. Now that we're kind of done navigating this general homepage of their website, I'm going to ask you to turn your face back on so we can continue our conversation. Hi. Nice to
Hi.
meet you again. I hope you enjoyed your experience with the website there and our little study. Okay, a few more questions before we wrap it up. Can you see me okay? Is everything working good for you?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Overall, did you feel like you could access that information when you need it? Or do you have a way?
Um, yeah, I have a way to access it.
Okay. Can you access it when you need it on demand?
Yeah.
And how do you do that?
Um, well, through any device and the TV.
Okay. And what information in these situations are you seeking first? And then maybe second, third in order. Like what's most important to you first, and then after that.
Most important is always been the path that it's going, um, and then what category it is suspected to be by the time it gets to where I'm at, if it's going to be coming towards my area. Those are like the top two.
Okay.
And then I just watch the rest of it out of pure interest to see what kind of damage it's causing and everything else.
And you find it interesting as well.
Mhm.
So, would the National Hurricanes website help you feel prepared and informed accordingly for the situation and the scenario I gave you?
I mean, I would definitely be able to see what path it's projected to take and what category of a storm it may be. Um, but that's why I usually don't access the site too much because I find that information out quickly, and then the rest of it's just watching it as it's coming and what it's leaving behind.
Okay. Any other thoughts on this website so far that I maybe haven't touched base on that you might be thinking of that we haven't talked about? Frustrations, roadblocks?
I think you experienced a little bit of my frustration with it, but other than that, no, because it's just like sensory overload when you first pull it up.
What was there anything that you liked about it? And if so, what was it?
Well, I do like that the map is right there and they have a key right under the map that tells you what all the symbols mean on the map. So I saw Nate and that it had dropped to a depression, and then I saw the X out in the Atlantic, and I'm like, what does that mean? And there was a key right underneath, so I was able to decipher what that meant.
Okay. So that was one of the features that you did enjoy about the website.
Yeah, that's the main one I go to the website for, and
Okay.
that's it.
The map.
Hmm.
Interesting. Okay. So the map is the main feature that you would go to that website for. And in that map, there's text. And if you like, you can pull it back up. If not, that's okay too. If you're a frequent user of the map, when you look at it, is the text easy to read?
Yeah,
Okay. What about the colors, the understanding of the symbols? What are your
yeah,
thoughts?
all of that's really easy to read.
Okay. Can you explain that map to me as you're looking at it, what you see and what your understanding is of it?
Well, I see most of the U.S., Central America, the top, part of South America, and you see the majority of the Atlantic and the Gulf, um, and out in the middle of the Atlantic, like I said, they have that thick red X. So when I look down at the key, I see the X means greater than 60%. And then when I looked over more, it said current disturbances and 2 day cyclone formation chance. So then I automatically went to, oh, okay, it may form into a hurricane most likely,
Okay.
or cyclone formation, which can turn into a hurricane because it starts as a tropical cyclone first. So I'd be able to track that.
Hmm.
So more than likely, what I'm going to be doing is looking and seeing if it forms into anything and which way it may be going.
Okay. Is there anything you need to do with that map right now? Or are you
No,
satisfied with the information you've been provided?
Yeah, that's all the information I would need.
Okay, go ahead and click on the map for me if you don't mind, on one of those red X's or somewhere. See if you can zoom in, see what it does, play around with it. Tell me what your understanding is of this here and what your thoughts are. And we're just focusing on the map feature right now through your mobile phone.
Okay. I'm just reading this down at the bottom, the
Hmm.
text here,
Yes.
um, and seeing what it says to see if there is anything about that system. Um, oh, so it's saying that it would result in the formation of a subtropical or tropical cyclone later today, um, before any, but it says then environmental conditions become less favorable for it to develop on Monday.
Okay.
So,
So you're
and
under.
it's moving, it says it's moving southeast. So then I know I don't need to even worry about that one at all.
Great. I'm also glad you don't have to worry. Okay. Mhm.
Florida has seen enough this year.
Yes, I think hurricane season is should be over for the year. Should just go home, pack up and go away.
Unfortunately, it is not.
No, I guess it does not. Mother Nature is in control here. So, okay, Michelle, I am about done with all my interview questions for you at this point, and really want to thank you for your feedback on everything. Do you have any remaining questions or thoughts, concerns for me?
Nope, not that I can think of.
Let me just review everything here. I have all your information to send, donation, consent, all that paperwork that we've completed. You have a way to contact me if you need anything else. Um, it looks like that completes my interview questions for today. I so appreciate your time and help with my research for this project and really appreciate your insight into this as a firsthand perspective. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. I was glad to be of help.
As always, I'm going to stop recording now, okay? Thanks,
Okay.
Michelle.
Bye.